May 29 inauguration. Support Tinubu, Wike, Makinde urged Nigerians. Hi, my God. So guys, you can see that Governor Wike and Makinde are asking the Nigerian people to support Tinubu. Oh my God, this is unbelievable. So it is becoming obvious that Wike is now a member of the APC. No matter how he tries to trick the Nigerian people, it is obvious, that he's now a part and parcel of the APC. This is a party he vowed he will never join them. He will never be a part of them. Today, Wike has joined the APC members. And that was why he fought tooth and nail in Rivers State to ensure that the election there was rigged. And we all know how the elections in Rivers State went during the presidential election. We all know what happened. Honestly, Governor Wike so much disgraced himself during that election because, so many people were like hailing him for all the projects that he has been carrying out in Rivers State. But I tell you, so many Nigerians are no longer happy with Governor Wike because of the way he handled the presidential elections. So guys, it is very clear now that Wike is now a part and parcel of the APC. And that is why sometimes we, the electorate, we don't need to kill ourselves for these politicians, especially these selfish politicians who are just after their belly. There's one thing with the Nigerian politics. Most of our politicians don't want to retire from politics. As in, it is either you are a governor, you are going to Senate, or you are from Senate, you are coming back to be a governor. For me, I think Peter Obi is the only governor I know that governed Anambra State. And after his tenure, he just left, the political space. He left the political space and went into his private business. And this is what it's supposed to be. This is what it should be. If they are a governor today, tomorrow they want to go to Senate. And from Senate, they want to return back to governor. And this is how they will keep moving from one place to the other. And some of them, when they get to the Senate, they will never leave. Some of them have been there for 20-something years. Look at Lawal. Lawal has been there for, I think it's more than 20 years now, if I'm not mistaken. But he's not willing to leave, honestly. Because where is he going to start from? The money they are enjoying. Just take a picture of Nigerians who cannot afford 3 square meals. But you see, these are politicians. They load money for themselves, for their families. And that is why they are desperate. They can go to any length to gain power. So guys, these are some of the things Peter Obi said is coming to stop. These are the things that we, the obedience, we have to give Peter Obi and that that maximum support so that they will destroy the structures of criminality in Nigeria. So guys, let me read out some of the texts I have for you here. Governor Wike of Rivers State has urged Nigerians to rally round the president-elect Bola Tinubu. Wike said elections are over, hence they need to support Tinubu in ensuring good governance. He made the appeal while addressing journalists after meeting with Tinubu at the Defense House in Abuja on Friday. Wike was accompanied by his Oyo State counterpart, Seyi Makinde. According to Wike, elections have come and gone, and the winner have emerged. Therefore, it is necessary for all Nigerians to rally round and give Tinubu the necessary support. Everybody is waiting for May 29th, and Tinubu will be sworn in. I'm confident he has what it takes to turn Nigeria around. On his part, Makinde also pledged to support Tinubu to achieve good governance. I came here to basically pay homage to the president-elect and to let him know that elections are over and this is governance. We will do our best to give him support for good governance, Makinde said. Wike and Makinde were part of the G-5 integrity group of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, and worked against the party's presidential candidate, Atiku Abubakar. So guys, you can see that Wike has splitted the G5 now. He was the one that dragged the other governors out from the PDP and formed this integrity group. Now he has abandoned them. Like you can see, he has cunningly aligned himself now with the APC. So guys, you can see how So guys, you can see how Wike deceived the G5 governors. He has misled them, and today he has come to join the APC. Honestly, when you look at what these our politicians do, sometimes you feel like crying for Nigeria. Is this how Nigeria is going to, keep crawling like a baby every day? God forbid. So guys, just take a look at these videos. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, turn on the notification bell. Please give this video a like so that YouTube can recommend it to others, and let me know what you think in the comment section below. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Elections have come and gone. The winner has emerged, and therefore it is necessary for all Nigerians to rally around to give you the necessary support for the interests of Nigeria. And everybody is expecting, everyone can wait till May 29th to see that the president has been inaugurated, and then from there he kick the ground rolling to make sure that Nigeria gets what they expect. I'm confident that he has what it takes to turn Nigeria around. I have that confidence.
I came here to basically pay homage to the president-elect, and to let him know that elections are over. This is governance, and we will do our best, to give him support for good governance of Nigeria.
The governor was seated in the front. No agent was allowed. So they were dictating to the so-called secretary who came, Honorable Patrick. Most unfortunate. He was the one who announced a result that never took place, election that never took place. We are asking the court that there was no, they should pronounce it as such. There was no election in Kogi, for governorship in Kogi State. And this is our position.
Guys, just listen to this APC chieftain, Mr. Smart. After the presidential election, he came on Channels Television to tell the world that this was the best election ever Nigeria has conducted, because Bola Tinubu was declared the president-elect, But now the rigging has come to his doorstep. I want you to hear him crying out.
Well, I am here to file my petition in the Federal High Court. Let me thank you for your time, for granting this audience that we should speak as part of your social and professional responsibility. Professional in sense of reporting, social responsibility, because issues that will emanate from this petition. I'm sure you are aware we had the governorship primaries, which was advertised, and we bought the form and we went into the race. I will endeavor to cut my story very short. We all went around to carry out the normal campaigns. 7 of us. As a matter of fact, 17 or 18 people, 18 got the form. But the powers that be in Kogi State asked some people to step down. For whatever reasons, it's best known to the governor of the state, who asked some of them, purportedly claiming that they voluntarily withdrew their candidature. I will let you know that as I stand here, I am the only one from Kogi West that is still in the race, that is still pursuing this matter. The others have been submerged, they have been compelled, and they withdrew from the race. But I, from Kogi West, I hold a strong view that I should continue to fight, not just because I'm in the race, but to fight on for the survival of democracy. It was a mockery, a rape of democracy. It was a betrayal of those who laid down their lives for the enthronement of democracy in Nigeria. It was satanic, it was unbiblical, it was un-Islamic. For people to be told to contest election, and you bought the form, you went around, you campaigned, only for some people to sit at their comfort rooms and offices and came up with concocted results without any election. If we were rigged, we will assume, we say, okay, we were rigged. But where election never took place, that is a criminal offense. It is unconstitutional, it is immoral, it is unbiblical, it is satanic for people not to vote and you have allotted figures to them. As I stand here, 7 of us contested this election eventually. 5 of us are courageous enough to say we are pursuing this case to its logical conclusion by coming to the court of law. In essence, the 5 of us are of the opinion that since there was no election, APC cannot feed any candidate. And I want to believe that we have judges of honor, of integrity, who will look at this case dispassionately. I'm not calling in doubt of the fact that the chairman of INEC is a God-fearing man. He has just finished the 30 days Ramadan fasting. He will look at this issue dispassionately. If there was election and we were rigged, we will say we were rigged. But there was no election. And somebody is a new phenomenon of satanic thing of election malpractices. For election not to be conducted and somebody to write results, don't forget that there was a judgment of one of the judges here against Kogi State APC, where it was said that it was the perpetrated fraudulent act in the composition and their claim of indirect, indirect work congresses. So it is not a new thing what we are saying. We are here to pursue this case, and I can tell you, the struggle for sanity, the struggle to ensure that the right thing was done is just gathering momentum. We are just starting, and I am a marathon runner.
So what do you want the court to do?
We want the court to look at this issue and verify the document before them. We have submitted both documents and visuals. And the good thing is, a national television station went around in the course of the election and reported that there was no election on their network service. That was the NTA. Apart from the NTA, there are quite a number of media organizations that equally reported that there was no election. Now, I do not see how democracy can survive when the people are not allowed to choose their leaders. Now, let me now go to the other aspect of my petition, which is before the National Working Committee of the APC and all relevant agencies. I represent Kogi West. Since the creation of the state, we have not produced a governor for my central district. It might interest you to know that the first primary school in northern Nigeria was constructed in my central district. In essence, we grew up with education. Our grandparents grew up with education. We are a civilized people in Kogi West. We are educated people. So we don't lack people. It's just that we are men of honor and men of intelligence, men of humility. We will not allow this to continue, but because Kogi West, we have not been enslaved before, and we have not been conquered. Now, my appeal is to the judiciary to do the right thing and look at this issue dispassionately. My appeal is for INEC to be courageous enough and speak the truth. And my appeal again goes to the northern leaders, because Kogi is part of the northern region. It was in the wisdom of the governors of the northern states that made the presidency to be zoned to the south. You remember in the APC, the northern governors came together and said, for fairness, that the presidency should go to the south. I hereby call on the incoming president, Bola Tinubu, one of those who fought for the emergence of democracy in Nigeria, and his enterprising, highly cerebral incoming vice president, Kashim Shettima, and indeed President Muhammadu Buhari, who, and his vice president, Professor Oshibajo. Buhari would have, if he wanted to be parochial, he would have done everything possible to impose Atiku Abubakar, being a northerner, being a person that shared the same sentiment of tribe with him. But Buhari didn't do that. He allowed the will of the people to prevail. So I'm calling on President Muhammadu Buhari. I'm calling on the president, the leaders of the northern leaders, the Arewa Consultative Forum. Are we not part of the North? Is Kogi West not part of the North? Why will you subject us to slavery? During Sadauna, my people were not enslaved. we were one of the foremost people in the governance of the northern region. Go and check your records. Chief Sunday Awoni, our revered father, who was a senator, who I now today stand in the shoe he occupied decades ago, he was the principal private secretary to Sardauna. Chief Awoni was a Christian, a Yoruba man from Kogi, but Sardauna appointed him as his principal private secretary. In those days, we say one North, one Nigeria. Can you say one North today? When some people are so parochial, the governor supported Usman Ododo, who is from the same ward with him, is from the same polling unit, is of the same local government, they are of the same tribe. And above all, he's his first cousin. If you allow that to happen, that is worse than having the military government. Why will a governor bring his cousin of the same ward, the same polling unit, the same tribe, in a state like Kogi? Above all, the last election, this presidential election, was an eye-opener. How? The introduction of the beavers, which complemented the process of voting, exposed the inadequacies and corruption embedded in the voting procedures in Nigeria. How? At the end of the voting, my central district came second, Kogi East came first, Yaya Doza Central District, that is Kogi Central, they came third with a wide margin of about 30,000 between us and them, who came second, and East, about 30,000 ahead of West. So cumulatively, Yaya Doza is coming from a central district that is the least in terms of electoral strength. So why will you impose a candidate on the people? We have never been governor before. Does it make sense that there's no sense of fairness? There cannot be peace in this country if there's no fairness. What you don't want somebody to do to you, don't do it to somebody else. If you want Nigeria to be united, if you want us to live at peace, and you want the peace and prosperity of this nation, then you must champion fairness, justice, and equity. Where it is lacking, there will be anarchy. This, we have decided not to go the left side. We have decided to come to the court of law to tell Nigerians that we are not political orphans, because we belong to a political bloc in Nigeria. The northern governors must rise to this occasion. The Arewa Consultative Forum, they must rise. If they leave us alone and they allow people to submerge us, Kogi West will look for how to survive. We will not allow our tribe, our central district to be oppressed. We have never been conquered as a people before. We are highly educated people, highly enterprising people. Whoever wants peace of Nigeria must champion fairness, justice, and equity.
Thank you, sir.
Just a minute. Whenever the history of this dispensation will be written, the northern governors will be appreciated because they took a courage. They were courageous to come out to say the presidency should be zoned to the southern Nigeria. That explains why we have the best man coming for the job by Bola Tinubu. The same doctrine that the APC governors introduced to enable the southern Nigeria to produce the president-elect. The same doctrine is required in Kogi West today. I mean, in Kogi State. Me, I represent Kogi West, and we have never been governors before. We have never been allowed to run the state. We are not conquered. We are not slaves. We are Nigerians. We deserve whatever is good for the other central district. If not, some other things will follow.
Thank you.
The prayer is very simple. That there was no primary election. The result should be cancelled. The result should be annulled. It is a result that was concocted. And the worst aspect of it was that in APC, when there's an election, the man who has been appointed as the chairman, the returning officer, the chief returning officer, the governor of Zamfara State, he was the one who was supposed to announce the result. The man left because he saw that there were a lot of malpractices. You know what happened? On the day the election was announced, the governor was seated in the front. No agent was allowed. So they were dictating to the so-called secretary who came, Honorable Patrick, most unfortunate. He was the one who announced a result that never took place, election that never took place. We are asking the court that there was no, they should pronounce it as such. There was no election in Kogi, for governorship in Kogi State. And this is our position.
All right. Thank you.
And let me call you, just a minute. Do you know that 7 of us eventually had the courage to contest this election? All of us who contested, the 7 of us, apart from the 2 who I perceived are the government anointed boys, none of us voted. This is my brother, this is my colleague, co-aspirant. He never voted. The 3 others who are in court, they never voted. As I speak to you, there are about 10 cases on Kogi governorship primary election. There was no election. We were not allowed to vote. There was no voting in my central district. I mean, in my central district, there was no voting in my ward. There was no voting in my polling unit. In essence, they sat down and wrote the result. If you want and you appreciate what democracy is, and you want the survival of democracy, if you allow this to go, a time will come, some governor will bring their children and their daughters and say they should be the governor of your state. So you must rise to this occasion. You must support a cause that will bring sanity, that will allow the will of the people to prevail, that will allow those who died in the course of the enthronement of democracy to sleep well. Because some people laid down their lives for the survival of democracy. Those who were in their comfort zone, they are the people enjoying democracy today. And they are the people who do not care about the consequences of derailing and destroying democracy in Nigeria.
Let me make a few comments. My name is Peter Obi. I'm also one of the Kogi State governorship aspirants at the primary elections that are held on 14th of April 2023. I came to file this my petition. I came to file my petition, a court case at the Federal High Court today, because no primary election took place in Kogi State. I was at my polling unit in my ward. I was at my polling unit and in my ward from 8 a.m. for about 6 hours, from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. on 14th of April. No election materials came. No INEC officials were available. No materials whatsoever. Although hundreds and thousands of my supporters were out there from basically my polling unit as well as my ward. They were there the whole day, no elections held. It's very unfortunate. I represent Kogi East and I represent Kogi State in general. Unfortunately, what has happened is contrary to the constitution of the APC, where primary elections are meant to be held across all the 239 wards with election materials. Unfortunately, no election materials were provided and results were hijacked. The state government, in conjunction with the executive chairman of the local government, hijacked the election materials. They went to a hidden location, wrote the results and came up with purported numbers. So our appeal to the Federal High Court today is for the elections to be cancelled. The elections cannot hold. The elections cannot hold because they never took place. So I'm here with distinguished Senator Smart Adeyemi. We're both co-contestants at the primary elections, and we want the elections.
Prepared to go with this alliance with the senator?
We're in alliance in the sense that we're filing a court case together for the primary elections to be cancelled. And there are 5 of us. There are 4 or 5 of us that are doing that jointly. So we plan to see this to the very end. We're planning to see this to the very end for elections to be cancelled. The issue of Zamfara State, where things were not done properly, the APC candidate was disqualified and there was no APC candidate for the general elections. We don't want that to happen in Kogi State. We're appealing to our President Muhammadu Buhari. We're appealing to the incoming president of Nigeria, the president-elect Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. We're appealing to the distinguished vice president elect Kashim Shettima, as well as the current vice president, Professor Yemi Osibajo, to interject and intervene in this matter to ensure that the primary election is cancelled and the right thing is done by us.
So guys, you can see Mr. Smart, a senator. After the elections, he was on Channels Television and he told the world that this election, the presidential election, is the best election ever conducted in Nigeria. But you can hear him crying foul because, he was rigged out. So when it favors them, they call it the best election. But when it doesn't favor them, they come out to cry out foul that they've been rigged out. So guys, you can also see the case of Wike. He has taken Makinde to Tinubu. Possibly they will soon decamp to the APC. So you can see that these are politicians. They are just there to protect their own interests, not the interests of the people, honestly. And that was why, you know, Wike did everything he could to ensure Bola Tinubu is declared the winner. But you know, even despite all the foul play that they played during the election, we know that from the IREF, it is showing that Peter Obi won this election. You know, it's going to shock these people when, you know, the IRF, you know, is publicly exposed for people to see what is there, because it is very clear that Peter Obi won, and you know, it's very, very clear. So we can't wait for the tribunal to start their hearing. We can't wait for the evidences, you know, to be brought to the court, so that, you know, it will be open for the public to see. So guys, that is what we are just waiting for. No doubt Peter Obi is going to be the president of Nigeria, and we can't wait to see that happen. We are just hoping that the judiciary will stand neutral, and INEC will also maintain a neutral stance. So guys, please let me know what you think about all this in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, turn on the notification bell. Please give this video a like so that YouTube can recommend it to others, and let me know what you think in the comment section below. Thank you.